Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is motion in straight line. So today let's discuss about the velocity uh, of the body. So far in our previous video we saw the velocity and the distance, I mean the speed. We discussed their definitions and how you can differentiate them. So today let's further discuss about the velocity of the body. Let's see the average velocity of the body. What do you mean when you say the average velocity of the body? The average velocity of the body, this is the average or mean value between the initial velocity and the final velocity. So the average velocity, we are talking about the mean value, that is the mean value that is obtained between the initial velocity and the final velocity. Initial velocity, this is the velocity that is observed or recorded initially or at the first time, while the final velocity, this is the velocity that is recorded or obtained finally at the last point or at the last event. So you can simply obtain the average velocity by taking the average or the mean of these two, the initial velocity and the final velocity. So it can also be defined as the ratio of the total displacement to the total time. So you can see, you can find the average velocity in other way by taking the total displacement. We discussed the meaning of displacement and the distance. Also, we saw their differences. We said displacement, this is the length covered in a specific direction. So you can see you can obtain the average velocity also by taking the total displacement to the total time given to obtain this average velocity. Mathematically, you can see as follows: average velocities, you said, is equal to the mean of this initial velocity and the final velocity. So it will just be equal to initial velocity plus final velocity over 2. So you can abbreviate as average velocity is equal to u plus v over 2. Also, average velocity, you can say that equals to total displacement over time taken. So these two are just ways on how you can obtain, or they're just equations on how you can obtain the average velocity of the body. Now let's see the various terminologies that are related to the velocity of the body. There are various important terminologies that are related to the velocity of the moving body, and here are as follows. The first one is the initial velocity. I just spoke about it. The initial velocity, this is the velocity of the body at the start of the observation of the event. So initial velocity, this is the velocity recorded at the start when the object started moving. Or just say when the object maybe started from maybe rest or whatever. So that the first observation obtained of the velocity is what we call the initial velocity. Then the final velocity, this is the velocity of the body at the end of the observation. So the final velocity is just that at the end observation, when the object maybe is stopped or whatever, that last observation of the given velocity is what we call the final velocity. Now the other terminology is this uniform or constant velocity. Uniform or constant velocity, you are talking about the velocity that is obtained by taking the rate of change of displacement with the time. So this uniform velocity is the velocity whereby the rate of the change of displacement with the time is constant. So that is the initial or constant velocity. It's just that kind of given velocity whereby the rate of change of that given displacement with given time is remaining as constant or just the same. The other terminology is absolute velocity. Absolute velocity, this is the actual velocity of the moving body recorded by a stationary observer. So absolute velocity is that kind of velocity that you can obtain as an observer from a stationary position towards a moving body that is moving from certain position, maybe from point A to point B. The other terminology, relative velocity. Relative velocity, this is the velocity of the moving object recorded by a moving observer. So you can see the difference between relative and the absolute. In relative velocity, the observer is also moving, trying to record the movement, or just trying to record the velocity of the moving object. So that's the relative velocity. It is kind of a velocity that relates between the kinds of two, the object that is moving plus the observer that is also in motion. The other terminology, instantaneous velocity. This is the velocity of the moving object recorded by any time. So when you're talking about instantaneous velocity, it's just that kind of a velocity of a moving object that is located. I mean, it is located, recorded at any time. So that's all I have for this session. Hope that's all clear. We've seen average velocity, we've seen its meaning and how you can obtain it mathematically, and we've discussed the plenty of some of the these terminologies that are related to the velocity of the moving body. Hope that's all clear. Thank you.